y'all. We back, y'all. Sorry for the tardiness. Normally don't do this. But it was a crazy night, crazy day. What we doing, man? Welcome to More Than the Title, episode 183. I know what it is. I'm your host, as usual, Jarrett, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And you know I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's good, baby?
I'm inspired. Today's word, ladies and gentlemen, is inspired. Because yesterday was crazy, man. Right. But you know how we're going to get into it, man. But we like to start the show, man. G&T is always grateful and thankful, man. And once again, shout out to everybody that is not feeling their best, right? We're going to keep it on that topic because we got some other news of some people not feeling well. So shout out to everybody that's not feeling well, that's under the weather. Once again, More Than the Title, we have you in our hopes and in our prayers and our thoughts and things of that nature. Shout out to your families that's helping to take care of you in this time of need, right? And your friends that are being supportive to you in this time of need. So, grateful and thankful that we have the support team to help take care of us, right? And that we're here. Even though you might not be feeling well, you're still here another day to fight the good fight, man. So G&T, make sure you do what you got to do to give yourself the best possibility to be here the longest, man. So G&T, grateful and thankful as always, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Also, we got to be thankful for y'all, man. We got to thankful for the listeners across all platforms, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, growing and glowing because of y'all, man. So we truly appreciate it. Thanks for all the love, man. And we got Uncle on the show with us today.
Yeah.
We got
Uncle's back, baby.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Uncle in the building, man.
What's happening?
We appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to know what y'all got in those red cups. Is that water, man, or what?
Some Hendendu. Hendendu's on, you know what I mean? It'll put a fro on your shit.
It's called Let's Get Right with the Get Right. That's a fact. I don't know. I don't know if you was thinking about bringing the Jerry curl back, but I'm just saying if you want an Afro pick again, you know what I'm saying? You get you a couple of these, it might revitalize you.
Look, Aunt's hair gone, man. Ain't no Jerry curls and nothing else happening up here now.
Tommy Strong.
Facts, man. Facts.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about, man. So for everybody just listening, tuned in, man, we got the OG of advertising, man. Unc with us, Lewis Williams. Me and Cuzzo here, we rocking out.
Yep.
And then we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna talk about yesterday's festivities, man. The Super Bowl, the biggest stage in the world, y'all.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about some ads. We're gonna talk about the game. We're gonna talk about the performance. We're gonna talk about everything. What do y'all want to start? I'm gonna let y'all kick it off. Y'all want to talk about the game? Y'all want to talk about the halftime? Where we want to go with it?
I mean, halftime got me stuck. The game was the game, but Kendrick stole the show, man. I think as much as the Philadelphia Eagles deserve their respect and things of that nature, inadvertently, I think Kendrick stole the show, man. He didn't try to, but I think he's trending more than the Super Bowl itself, man. Is that even possible? But I think he is, man. I would have to see the analytics to say he's not. You know what I mean? But if you want to talk about the game, let's talk about the game to get that out the way. Shout out to the Chiefs.
Shout out to the Chiefs and the Eagles, man. Shout out to the Eagles, man. Philly, y'all fly high. You know what I'm saying? They came out hungry. I love that hunger, man. Shout out to Nino Brown, man. My man Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
My boy Nino Brown.
Yeah.
Coming through with the fifth, man. He played ball, man. They really wanted to do their thing, man. So
okay.
Shout out to Patrick.
I know we're going to talk about the game first, but I will say, to what y'all was saying, one of the quotes I saw online was Kendrick was so kind to let football teams play during his concert.
Yeah, that's the way I felt, Unc. That's the way, Unc, I ain't gonna lie, that's the way I felt. I felt like that was the Kendrick show, and I just let y'all be my halftime type shit, my intermission while I did a wardrobe change or something. Like, that was crazy, man.
So we can go into. I was skeptical. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait. Let's finish. Let's talk about the game real quick. Again, I just want to send a big shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, it's not a common thing to even put yourself in the position to three-peat. Let's be clear. There have been dynasties. There have been teams that have won the Super Bowl multiple times within a decade. That's how they kind of, determine the dynasties, or, who's a dynasty or whatever the case. But there's not a lot of teams that have actually won it back to back and going to the Super Bowl for the third year to actually give themselves the opportunity to be the first team technically to win a three-peat ever since, before the Super Bowl was the Super Bowl, because the last time a team ever really did this type of a situation was the Green Bay Packers. You understand what I'm saying? And we're talking about way, way, way back in the day. You understand what I'm saying? And I believe that was what's his name? His name eludes me. The famous guy. Vince Lombardi. Right. That's the Vince. Thank you, Unc. That's the Vince. That's actually the Vince Lombardi era. You understand what I'm saying? When Green Bay did it. So Green Bay technically is the only team to do it, but it wasn't really like a Super Bowl back then. There was like a championship, but they were the team to do it. So again, shout out to the Chiefs. Is if anybody has played any type of sport at any level, you know that sports are not easy. They're very competitive. It is very hard to be the best every year, and to be at that level where you're saying like I'm the best of the best, right? Because the NFL technically is the best of the best, right? And you're saying like I'm the best of the best. So to kind of do that 3 years in a row, you just got to shout out to their entire organization for even setting them up with the possibility of even making that happen. So they're, in my eyes, they're still not losers.
Yeah, wait. Oh, they're saying they can hear us, but they can't see us on YouTube. All right, we're going to troubleshoot. YouTube, we're going to troubleshoot right now, y'all. We're trying to see what's good.
Yeah. Hey, but other thing I'd say, nephews, is that all year long, they looked a little off. Now, they were winning, but they looked off. And, Mahomes says he was that one person that got him over the hump. But once they shut him down yesterday, that was it.
That was crazy.
They won. It was like other teams was almost beating themselves more than they were beating teams. And I saw that all year long. I'm like, But still, as long as you got Mahomes standing, you worried. Because even to be honest with you, when it was 24-0, I'm like, well, that's just a half. Because Mahomes will come back and do the same thing that they did. But then after they sacked them 3 times in a row coming back out from the half, I'm like, that's it. That's it.
Game over, man.
I mean, shout out to the refs that because if we're gonna talk about it, in the championship game, a questionable call was made. A lot of people been saying the refs been kind of favoring Kansas City all year long too with the call. Huh?
You couldn't favor that ass whooping.
No, I'm talking about the championship game before they even got there. You know what I'm saying? And because Buffalo should have beat them. I mean, that's what I'm running with. Buffalo should have beat them. You know what I mean? Buffalo should have beat them. So, I mean, again, but not only that Buffalo game, there's a lot of games where, they were saying that the refs made a lot of questionable calls that went towards, Kansas City. So, I mean,
I'm not when I'm the youngest, they said the stat, he's the youngest quarterback under 30 to reach 5, the only in history to reach 5 Super Bowls under 30. And a 3-2 score, man.
Right.
And also, I want to say some business. Shout out to Pat Riley.
Yeah,
he owns the
three-peat. The three-peat. Yeah, the term. Yeah.
Gonna let them use it for free, man.
That a long time ago when the Lakers did. He coined that. He coined that before people was even like trademarking things like that.
Yeah.
So his vision to see that trademark that was like brilliant.
Yeah. I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest with you, Unc. Like some things you can say, like you can be a visionary, but like that is beyond visionary. Like you understand what I'm saying? To do that when he is like playing type shit, right? And he's like, okay, we're gonna three-peat. Let me coin the phrase three-peat.
Coin it,
like
because somebody else is gonna do it.
No, but who's thinking on that level back? You know how many years ago? Right in the late early 80s, like that. That's kind of crazy. Like, like there's revolutionary, there's visionaries, but that is crazy, But again, good business model. Even with that, right? Everybody has to pay him. The Bulls, the Lakers, anybody that uses three-peat, he gets percentages off of the merchandise. He gets it with everything. How we looking, Hayes?
Yeah, we good now.
Okay,
good now on YouTube.
So I mean, again, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a testament to say, if you have an idea, run with it. Because honestly, what did it cost them to trademark that? Maybe a couple $100 back in the day. And
Probably
he's made what, hundreds of millions from it at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't cost much to trademark anything like that. You know,
Right.
Easy. You know, probably cost him nothing with his attorneys on the Lakers and everything. He just went down the hall and say trademark this. You know what I'm saying, right? He had the people. You know, what I mean,
they don't retain it anyway. Yeah, so
just do anyway. Right. You know what I mean? So easy for him. But for the rest of us, a couple $100 if that.
Right.
Oh, man, fire. Man, shout out to them, man. Shout out to the Eagles once again, man. Shout out to the Giants, man. I know y'all was sick. Shout out to the Giants, man. Pay the man. That should be a valuable lesson to y'all. Pay the man.
Again, but that's who's in charge of the organization, and what do you value more? What do you value more, right? Do you value your team winning and upping the shareholder stake in the value of your franchise, or do you value not paying a person what you feel like they're worth just to be spiteful?
Underplaying the value.
Yeah.
Underplaying his value. What he meant to that team. What he meant, sometimes just the guys. Like, you know, a guy like Saquon, from what they say, he walk in the room, you can just know he's a leader, he's a captain. You know he's going to show up every single day. You're going to give that up for what, $5 million and give the bum $50 million?
Yeah, but you know, it's just what happened in the NBA, man. It let everybody notice, you know, it's a business. Now, have y'all ever read the book $1 Million Slaves?
No, I've never read it.
You gotta check it out, because I think at the end of the day, I forgot who said it, but they said it. I know all the boys, they making 50 million, right? Boom, boom, boom. But you forget, you still work for somebody. So check out the book 50 Million Slaves. It's just $50 million slaves. So at the end of the day, you got Luka, everybody making money, AD, everybody making money, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Athletes, you work for them just like me working at the post office. You know what I'm saying? So don't get that just because you got a big contract that you get immune to stuff. It is still business, and they're going to look for it from their set of eyes as business people.
As they should. I even hate the term owner. I hate that shit.
I mean, but
like you talking $50 million slaves. No, it's another term we can use on the side.
No, I dig it, and he's right. It is a business technically, because you do get paid in a paycheck and things of that nature. All we're saying is, and this is what we've been saying across this platform for 2 years: understanding your worth, knowing your value, and fighting for it. Right? Yeah. If he didn't fight for his value, he would not be a Super Bowl champion right now. Bottom line, right? If he didn't fight for his value and say, this is what I'm worth, and I know I'm worth this, and even if I got to get less, if I go to a team that's going to appreciate me and cultivate me, because at the end of the day, in professional sports, you are judged by the win, by the championship, right? So now not only can he boast of being a Super Bowl champion, he can say, now I'm the #1 lead rusher of all time, right?
Yeah.
In the regular season and playoffs. That's a hell of a record to put up and get a championship in the same year.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I mean, you know, Cinderella story.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
shout out to Philly, man. I know y'all got some hell of a fans, yo.
Yeah, I know.
I ain't gonna front. The Jets win one, I'm gonna cry. I think Gilly and them cry. I'm gonna cry too. The Jets win, man. But congratulations to y'all, man. It was a dope game. I came out hungry. I wanted to play. Y'all didn't look nervous. You could just tell, if you know, sports guys. We all sports guys. But you could just tell by the body language right off the gate. They showed Mahomes in the previews. He didn't look right. He didn't look right. I put it up like an hour before the game started. I said Eagles gonna tear his ass up.
But you know, Eagles, when they played them a couple of years ago, they didn't lose by that much. You know what I mean? Remember, they came really close. I forgot, like at the end, they almost had it, but they just didn't execute it. But they was real close to beating them last time.
38-35.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. There was no closeness this time. They said we're not even gonna play that fucking game.
No,
we're not gonna leave it up to. And that's another thing with the referee situation. When the game is that close in any sport, where the ref can actually make a call to make or break the game, then the game is too close. You know, when it was going into halftime, 24-0 type, the game is not that close. It's 3 scores away. Then when it goes to 27-0, you know, and the score, you know what I mean? Now it's like we're not. we don't care what call the ref makes. It's almost impossible at this point for you guys to come back. You know what I mean? So again, flawless execution. A lot of history was made. Shout out to Nick, the head coach, Nick Sirianni. You know what I mean? For him being able to come in and do what he did. Shout out to the first Black female assistant coach. She's an assistant. I think she coaches the performance or something like that. But she's Black. So now the first Black woman coach to win a Super Bowl. You understand? You know what I'm saying? She's on the Eagles. I think she does the performance or something like that. But she's an assistant coach. She gets the accolade. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of history was made with this win. You know what I'm saying?
She gets a ring, man. She gets a ring.
Yeah, she gets a ring.
Yeah. It's a ring. Cool.
And shout out to everybody, man, that lost the bag.
But who the hell gonna bet against Patrick?
I'm just saying.
Bet against him and Brady.
I seen a lot of betting slips last year and the year before. Motherfuckers winning $1 million, 1.2, betting on the Chiefs, betting heavy. I could only imagine what was lost on the Chiefs. DraftKings was in love. This got all that money back.
Oh man, this is the first year. I knew it too. I was scared.
I ain't see no deposit slips. I ain't see no winning slips. I ain't see none of that. Quiet. Last year, my timeline was flooded with winning slips. I won $1 million
today. They ain't put that money up.
I don't know, man.
Right out here,
I ain't bet nothing.
For real, I gotta go on the short thing. But real talk, man.
Good game though. They both winners, man.
Just to see what the game has evolved to, man. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like 5, 10, 15 years from now, man. The way they evolved that sport, man, that shit is a masterclass of business. The way they grew the NFL to make it a day, not just in the US, but across the globe.
Yeah.
Man. Shout out to y'all, man. Like, building a platform.
Something like 100 million viewers online. 100 million viewers worldwide watching one single show is pretty fucking amazing to me, man.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So
a lot of money, man.
All right, so that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you guys enjoyed the game, and we know that it's gonna be a lot of bandwagon jumpers. It's gonna be a lot of extra Philly fans that wasn't Philly fan. Where was you last year? All of a sudden you a Philly fan, so I'm expecting my timeline to be flooded with all y'all new fucking bandwagon.
There's a lot of new birds out there. Before we even go to halftime, how'd you spend the Super Bowl? You had a party in the crib? You did something?
Yeah, I just did some like chicken wings. You know what I mean? Just did some chicken wings, a little, Budweiser beer. I'm old school Budweiser, man. That's the whole reason why I drink Budweiser, though. But
we got Doc got the bud right there. Doc got the bud right there.
No flavor.
You got to drink that shit 30 seconds after you open it. Other than that, all the carbonation is gone.
Now you're always supposed to pour it in the glass because I did a Super Bowl commercial for Bud. And so I worked on that campaign. So what you always should do, because we had to go to beer school. So you open it up, you pour it in a glass, and you want some head on the beer. Don't be pouring it on the side where you don't get. You want that head because that's the gases that escape, and that's what makes you burp and shit. So pour it in the glass, let it get a 2-finger head is really great. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting on you, Dot. I'm waiting on you.
It's fresher. It's fresher. Every drink is good because when you keep it out of the bottle, all you doing, you never let the gases escape and you make it go flat. That's why if you drink it out the can, that last beer like that, you kind of like sit it down.
This is why you're legend.
See, dropping gin that you wouldn't even know is like, what are we talking about right now? I'm waiting for Dot to hit the Ayo because the 2-finger in the head was crazy.
Hey yo.
2-finger head, man. Pour that beer. 2-finger head is perfect. Not that little skinny one. You pour it up.
Pause. He paused. I said pause, nigga.
Now he got the hang of it now. He got the hang of it.
Yeah, it was the 2-finger head.
Yeah, the 2-finger head was crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, cool.
I had to rewind it.
That's from the beer masters. I mean, these men, they know the beer, man. I mean, these people, you know what I'm saying? They know. It's right. Because then you go to a party, you ever had a party, you be cleaning up and shit. You be like, damn, everybody's beer in the bottle is about that much left and shit. You be like pissed off and shit. It's like leaving beer around and shit. Right?
Gotta go to the sink when it got poured out a little.
Pour it out, right? You be like pouring out, like, damn, all this beer left and stuff. That's why, because it gets flat. And then you're like, yeah, I don't want this.
Yeah, I'm like Chris Rock pop. I'll be seeing chain. Ding, ding. Nah, that's crazy, man. What you did, Cuzzo?
I don't drink beer.
No, I'm talking about for the Super Bowl. What you did?
Oh, I made a pizza, bro. Like
DiGiorno?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like,
DiGiorno. Oh,
I
no.
thought he
like,
normally he'd be juicing or something, man. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be real with you, like, as much as I used to watch the Super Bowl and as much as I used to be like, make it a big event, this year I didn't, we were supposed to go to a big Super Bowl party. I got invited to a bunch of Super Bowl parties. And I honestly didn't feel the energy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, yeah, look, man, my team ain't in it. Listen, I'm a San Francisco 49er fan to the death. It is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Been a Niner fan forever. Not going to bandwagon jump. I like other players. Mahomes is a great player. Hurts is a good player, great player. But for me, I just wasn't interested in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was more interested, honestly, in seeing what Kendrick was going to do. I ain't going to lie. Like, the Super Bowl was like, it was like, gravy. But I wanted to see Kendrick. I ain't gonna lie. Like, the whole Super Bowl, I was like, hurry up, get to the halftime show, because I just really wanted to see what Kendrick was gonna do. Once I seen what Kendrick did, that was it for me. Like, it didn't matter who won. Kendrick won. Give him Kendrick should have got the MVP of the Super Bowl.
The political
hip hop won. The culture won.
Culture. Well, I saw this survey, but even before the game, that's what most people's sentiment was. Like, I want to see the halftime show.
Yeah.
It's been a shift from the commercials in the game
to
the halftime show, because NFL has done remember they hired Jay-Z way back a couple of years ago to kind of get them going, because the NBA was already there with culture, right?
Yeah.
And they got Jay-Z them come, I think, if I'm not mistaken, to come in and help them get it up. Because go back, look at the people who have been in 5 or 6. Right? You got Beyonce, you got Usher, you got Rihanna, you got Kendrick, you got Dre them, you know what I mean, right? That's 5 years in a row, man.
Yeah.
Ain't been no one of them. Ain't been no Taylor Swift. She probably gonna get it next year. So I mean, listen, I loved it when Janet. Oh yeah, Janet was.
You know what I mean? And with Justin Timberlake.
But do y'all think it should be some sort of particular criteria? We know it's got to be A-list, right? But should there be some sort of criteria to be on that stage? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same stage that Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, this one. No, like the lineage of the people who performed at the Super Bowl. Should it be some sort of criteria? As an artist, you got a certain amount of streams, you got a certain amount of plays, cultural impact.
I think the idea of a criteria is dope. But it all comes down to who likes you and who's gonna look out for you. I'm being real. Like,
but if you're in a Super Bowl, it don't matter if they like you or not, right? If you put you in front of a stage 100, I got a captive audience.
I know
whether you like me or not.
This Apple Music, man. I thought it was pretty bold. I think Kendrick's was a pretty bold move.
Yeah, I think it was phenomenal.
You know what I mean? That was pretty bold, man. You know, because he's big. But, Beyonce, she got fans. You know what I mean? Beyonce, Taylor Swift, they got a whole following. You know what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff, right? But Kendrick is pretty bold, with his material and his point of view is real straight who he is.
Yeah.
So
he's meticulous.
I mean, again, I think we always want to believe that there is fairness. Let me use the word fairness, right? In certain things where you are given the opportunity to be showcased or given awards, right? The Grammys, the Oscars, and any high level where it's like there should be a certain criteria for you to win. But we've often seen in every aspect of these high level events that it's biasness. in every way, shape, form, or fashion. Not only against men, but against women and against people that should have. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just say that yes, I want to believe that there should be a certain criteria. You should, have had a certain amount of success. Certain people like Beyonce and Usher, yes, that makes sense. They've had 20, 25-year careers, and absolutely, it makes sense, right? But I also believe that once a person is in control, Jay-Z and whoever else he's rocking with, and they have creative control, is how well do you know Jay-Z and how much does he like you? You know what I'm saying? Because he has the ability to say yay or nay.
But based off the criteria, let's be real. If he had not had that battle with Drake, do y'all believe he'd have been doing the Super Bowl this year?
But now here's the thing now. Remember, they made this call on K-Dot long time ago.
They did.
Well,
And
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
that call on him a long time. I think
Yeah.
it may have been before Not Like Us hit.
Yeah. No, it was before Not Like Us hit.
It was
It
before
was.
Not Like Us. Now,
Yeah.
here's another thing, nephews.
Yeah.
What next year gonna look like? Because here's another thing. Because that man who was there looking at them and how everything then flipped in this country.
Agent Orange.
And the Orange Man was there. It's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna be there next year. Because just like NFL, they used to have end racism in the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That went away. But even
Right.
though they said okay, but it's gonna be very interesting, with the Orange Man, how things have flipped, who's gonna be next year, and that's gonna be telling.
Nah, it ain't gonna be Taylor Swift because she endorsed Kamala.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That right.
That's
So it's gonna be interesting who they gonna tap next year. I can't wait for that one because people, you know what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, I
don't think Lil Wayne. I don't think Lil Wayne could have beat Kendrick though. I don't. That I'm old school now, y'all. But don't y'all attack me with that. But I don't know if Lil Wayne had.
No, I'm a Lil Wayne fan. Be clear, I'm a Lil Wayne fan. I have almost all of his albums. I've seen his shows. He does not compare to what Kendrick did. I've never seen him even think about putting on a show.
I saw him at the Hip Hop 50 in Yankee Stadium.
No, it wasn't a bad show, but again, we're talking about it wasn't only the showmanship of Kendrick, it was the intricacies of the entire performance. That just everything was meticulously put together. I mean, if we're gonna get into it, let's get into it. Like he walked in right off the bat with a chain with the A minor. A lot of people didn't even catch that. See? If you look at his chain, it was A minor, the A minor. So he walked in with an A minor chain right off the back. So whether he did Not Like Us or not, he already came in with the A minor. His chain was an A minor. See what I'm saying?
He's always deep. He's always deep with his Easter eggs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't forget now. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Right. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So he's always his Easter eggs are deep. I mean, let's talk about Uncle Sam. All of that. I mean, with Sam,
yeah.
Like,
Sam Jackson, his Uncle Sam was amazing.
Yeah, but
crazy.
Even when Uncle Sam went in and go like, "Wait a minute, there you go," you acting ghetto. I mean, all of that. They. I'm like, whoa. That was just thought out, man.
Yeah.
To do that on that stage, to have the balls to do that on that stage.
I mean, but here's the thing. That's what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're gonna make a statement, if you're given the opportunity to put on, you're supposed to put on. Because you might not ever be given that opportunity again, ever in life, right? So, and again, this is his second time now. Remember, he had a little 30-second joint or whatever when Dre and them performed, right? But that wasn't his set, so he was only able to do so much. But now that it's my show and I have full creative control, I feel like if he didn't do exactly what he did, it would have hurt him more than helped him, because now all his fans would have been super disappointed. Like, all your albums, everything you've done been so dope and so, and then you get to this stage where you're supposed to go crazy and you drop the ball here, then it would have looked like they paid you off to do that. Like, how could you not?
Don't
He's
only
too
thing-
smart, man. That boy
Yeah.
is smart, man. That boy. But nephews, let me talk about this a little bit. Throw this out there. One of the things I felt about the whole evening, it was like contradictions. You know what I mean? Like where
Okay.
we are. You know, we it's Black History Month, so we give lift every voice and sing. Then we do Star Springer Banner.
Right.
You know, we got Kendrick Lamar was so deep in culture and everything. Then you got
Right.
Orange Man up there. You know what I mean? It sort of like was just so you got Kelsey, who kind of like, okay, and then you got his girlfriend saying, I'm over here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was all these contradictions, and that's kind of like how the world is, you know what I mean? And everything was kind of all over the place. It was kind of weird in some places, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was just like
Yeah, but
some-
you can't stop people from attending a public sporting event. On like that's the whole,
This is the biggest.
right.
No,
So
no,
I mean,
no.
like, you know, having him there at the show again, like we don't know what his motives was, if he really is a football guy, but I mean, like,
The biggest stage I have to be in.
you understand? It's like 100 million people are watching this.
Look,
This is free advertisement and free everything technically for me for 100 million people at minimum. And then if this thing goes viral in any way, I'm attached to it. So, you know,
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about him specifically. I'm just
Right.
talking about the whole world and contradictions. Because
Right.
normally we just go in and we play ball and it's about football. But just what's going in the world, we just we got this constant thing that's sort of like an energy. It's more of the energy of the game that's
Got you.
contradictions. That's what I meant. Not he
Okay,
was
got
just
you.
he's just one of many of those things. But those
Yeah.
contradictions that just swirling around where we are energy wise in this country right now, just very in that game, you felt that tension in there. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? That's all. Yeah.
a lot of shit going on.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
could it not?
A lot of
Like
shit
you said,
going
I do
on,
agree.
man.
I ain't looking at it that way from the contradiction, but yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, oh, you got the president there. He was petty as fuck. You saw the tweet. He said, yeah, he said Taylor Swift got booed. A lot of MAGA fans didn't like her. The unapologetic. I was like, yo, you just don't stop, son. Yo, he's the fucking Kendrick. Shut up, brother.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's the
Like,
white Kendrick.
Yeah,
he,
you got
he
Sam
knows how to go viral.
I know you got Black Uncle Sam, you know, gets with the American flag. It was just like Sam Jackson, then Uncle Sam, then you got the United States and Kendrick forming the flag. You know, it was just shit, boom, 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 boom. You know,
I would love to know who came up with the set. How they came up and developed.
Oh, that was.
I mean,
it was perfect.
I mean, again, right? You know, for me, what I thought people were gonna really gravitate towards, and I don't know if you know a lot of people notice this or a lot of people even know this, but I absolutely understood it. I loved it. I went crazy when I seen Serena Williams come out and crip walk. Now, I loved it. I loved every single minute of it. Her performance, the dance was flawless.
Yeah.
But I thought that they were really gonna attack her because of the fact of her older sister, Yetunde Price, that got killed so many years earlier by a Crip. So a lot of people don't know that, right? Her older sister, Yetunde Price, was killed. I think it was like a drive-by or something gang-related, but she was killed by a Crip who actually was convicted. They gave him 15 years. I think he copped out to like involuntary manslaughter or something like that. Yeah. So her older sister, Yetunde Price, was actually killed by a Crip. So I thought when she did that, that's what they, you know, because they've been on Serena's like like really attacking her lately. You know, yeah, they've been really attacking her. So I was like, damn, even though the like it was flawless, she did her thing, she looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know the first thing they're gonna bring up is how were you Crip walking and kind of celebrating a culture when your older sister's life was taken from that same gang culture.
But technically, she wasn't really
Contradictions, nephews.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's another one of them contradictions.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah. But I loved it. Like I said, when she came out, she looked flawless. The dance was flawless.
It wasn't a crib boy. Like she ain't got the OT.
I'm just saying it was good enough. I'm just saying it was good enough for
She
me.
wasn't doing the bop beat.
Nah,
I
listen.
don't know. You know,
She ain't got the dub C flow, but It looked great. Yeah, it looked great.
Nah, bro.
You know, because she did it in one of her matches some years
I think it was
ago.
at Wimbledon or something. Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah. It just wasn't as good. Like this one was more executed.
Gave a little
She's
tease.
practicing. She's practicing this one.
And that was before Crip Walk became a dance on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And now it's a dance on TikTok, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like, okay.
So Ruben says they had people talking about it. He said the fans in the stands wasn't feeling it. It was a bunch of rich white people who were there and they didn't even listen to our music and they can't relate to it. But you know what, Rube? What I'm gonna say to you is this: don't believe everything you hear, because a lot of these rich white people that act like they don't fuck with our culture really fuck with our culture. You understand? Because it's impossible not to fuck with our culture, because our culture influences almost every aspect of life. And that's just the bottom line. You understand what I'm saying? They could act like they don't rock with us in public, but everything from a lot of the ways that they cook, I mean, we could take this back. We could take this all the way back to remember the slave days and our women teaching them how to cook. Remember, you know, the black slave women used to take care of their children as the nannies of the house and things of that nature and raise their children. And so everything from, again, their hair, the way they dress, you understand what I'm saying? Everything, the clothes that they wear, a lot of that is influenced by our culture. So they can act like they don't rock with our culture in public, but in all reality, it's impossible to ignore our culture, because our culture is so prevalent in so many aspects of day-to-day life. So yeah, put on the facade in front of your friends and act like you don't rock with us in public, but behind closed doors, we know your kids are singing this music.
In the car, they squabble.
Exactly. Right. You understand? In the house, your kids not like us, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This was such a bold move, because I mean, the Super Bowl, man, you know, those tickets, man, you know, it ain't, you know what I mean, corporate America about all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. It was such a bold move. Yeah. K-Dot is very specific. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It was such a bold move for them to put him out there. He didn't disappoint, you know, but I can see that. I mean, it's basically corporate America at that game. You know,
I think that was his Picasso moment.
You know,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that was his Picasso moment, right?
I think the whole Drake shit and leading up to this,
the
whole last 6 months was just a masterclass of marketing, branding, building, hip hop culture. Like it's almost too good to be true. Like the way he did it, the way he responded, the way, the amount of time. What's the odds you having 4 or 5 joints in a clip where he drop a diss joint? I'm 15 minutes later. Who does that?
Yeah.
Like you got to be that meticulously planned. If I'm gonna have 4 or 5, he do this, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And you're not thinking you people doing that in the art of war.
Yeah.
So what he did was meticulous. I love every way he moved, man. I love the way he showed the family the Not Like Us video. I love the way he did the other show when Braun and them was out there in LA and all that. We had the Rosen on Westbrook and them come. Yeah. Everything he's done to this point.
The LA show was crazy too.
Everything.
Yeah, he tore that. Yeah, again. A Picasso moment with Drake. When Drake came, I see Debbie. Yes, it was a.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate though. As a rapper, like the way the motherfuckers be like, yo, every syllable had a Easter egg and shit.
It was
like,
that was crazy.
You really think he's sitting there doing Easter eggs in his bars? Like
I think he's that good. Where I again, because look, I'm gonna say it to you. I love the way you rap. I love the way that you can memorize your lyrics. You and Hayes have an uncanny ability to memorize thousands and thousands of bars, right? And recite them on impact, right? Almost without mistake, right? And if a different beat come on, you have the ability to maneuver the beat and still use the same rhyme scheme, right, on a beat. So again, because that's how your brain operates, right? I might not have that ability to do that. So if I could say, damn, there's no way that you're doing that, somebody got to be writing for you. You're gonna be like, what are you talking about? Write my own, and you see, you'll defend it. So again, I just think the way his brain operates and the way that he writes based off of the way he processes information, for him, it's very easy to do that. For somebody else that doesn't have that level of writing, and again, he studies music. Again, he studies music, right?
Weaves and everything, the bars with the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way he weaves everything in intricately. Like I would love to have been a fly on the wall. Like, when did you do Not Like Us?
Yeah.
Did you do it before, after it? Like, what was the mindset going into the booth?
Yeah.
But you know how the creative process is. You know, somebody
Yeah.
says something, you know, you bounce something off somebody. You know, nobody is hardly like by themselves in the creative process, right? Everybody kind of throws something out. Somebody, oh, even if you inadvertently throw some shit out, you go like, oh yeah, I like that. What did I say? You know, what did I say? Oh, no, nothing. I'm ready.
You gonna kill him. You gonna kill him, Kendrick. He ain't like you.
Right. Right.
You know, yeah, so things just kind of happen like that, but that's a creative process. But whatever it is, he's very consistent about, and he has a very, you know, does a point of view. You know, like somebody said, was that the best one ever? And you know, it's sort of like, but he created a whole nother category. I mean, it's kind of like you got Prince and Purple Rain. Y'all might be too young when Prince was singing Purple Rain and it fucking started raining. You go like, oh shit. You know, that was like
crazy too, though,
that
right?
was like how did he work that out? He was out.
Right.
I think it's like it started raining only when he started playing Purple Rain. You know,
Right.
like only Prince could make, but he's that's a whole nother category. You can't put him against these others. He's created a different category, and he might be the only person to ever be in that category ever.
Well, I will say this. The only other person that I've seen do a show and be extremely meticulous, and I'm talking about not only creating the show, creating the stage, but actually developing equipment and sound equipment and visual equipment to help produce that is Ye. If you ever seen a Kanye show and seen what Ye does, like I'm talking about from designing the acoustics, from the way that the sound bounces in the arena to the way that the video cameras. I mean, I would give him Ye. I have to give Ye his respect, man. Like Ye is another one that puts on a master class when it comes to performance. Again, certain people know what they want, right? And they have the ability to take that vision, and if it's not ready in that moment, create it, right? Perfect example. And it's not music, but look at what's his name, Cameron Diaz, right? The Avatar, right? He waited because he knew what kind of technology he needed to create that look, what kind of camera and technology he needed to create the look of and he waited and waited and waited until he got it right and then released it, and then it becomes the greatest fucking selling, performing fucking movie of all time. You understand what I'm saying? So again, a visionary of, I know what I want this shit to look like. I know what I need these things to do. If it's not ready now, we are gonna fucking wait. And we're gonna shelf this idea. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I talk to Jarrett right every day, every fucking day we talk. This is what I'm gonna send to the culture. As much as I love Kendrick Lamar and what he did, there are other Kendrick Lamars out there. I'm telling you right now, there are other people out there, especially in our culture. He is not the only one that talented. Ye is not the only one. Remember, Kendrick Lamar and Ye is technically in our same generational lifetime, right? There are more people out there that have that talent. The only problem is they are not being given the platforms to showcase it. That is why when we see one that's so spectacular, it blows us away and it makes it look like, how the fuck can somebody be that talented when I can see it? No, that Black people are that talented. And yes, he's a unicorn and he has, you know, a certain level of talent, but there's a lot of Black people out there in our culture that have that type of talent that, I'm telling you, if they're given the, I'm telling you, man.
You can't expect them to do it.
Right. It's just, you know what I mean? That's true and always going to be true. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like how it is, right? Because music, you're talking about a business.
Right.
The music business is something else too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? The music, the movie, the entertainment industry is a whole nother thing too.
Right.
Who gets pushed, who not get pushed. You see it on the Grammys every year, right? They pushing this. It's time to push, stay back and push this person forward. You know, you see it in the NBA, right? Yeah. They just mad at LeBron because he just won't fucking go away. You know, he at 40, he's still good. And they ain't got nobody to really replace him quite yet. Ja kind of, come on, Ja, you got to get your head right. You know what I mean? So it's all about, they're gonna push you out soon, push somebody else. So it's that's just kind of how.
If we talking business, let's talk real quick the petty side of business. absolutely petty, absolutely just. This is the epitome of privilege. Look at the Luka trade. Like, a lot of people don't even understand the true meaning why the Dallas Mavericks would trade their poster boy.
Yeah, there's reasons. There's a definite reason.
But there's an immediate reason.
Immediate reason. He don't know. We don't know his mindset. Like, he's great, but you got to be around greatness.
That's not the reason. The reason is pettiness. So no, it's not that. So for all y'all, let me put y'all in the game for all y'all that might not understand what happened. So Mark Cuban used to own the Dallas Mavericks. To the woman, right? I think she owns like 73% or something like that. So she's the majority owner at this point. The whole situation with that is her money and everything comes from the casinos. So she wanted to build a new arena with a casino attached to it. So they let the deal go through, and then Dallas was like, no, they killed the deal. No, you're not putting a casino with the stadium. You're not doing it. We're not allowing it to happen. So she like, oh, you want to play games after I invested all this money? Okay, now let's bring them to Vegas. I'm going to move them. I'm going to move the Dallas Mavericks to Vegas, and Dallas is like, nah, you're not moving the team. Block the deal, whatever the case, you're not moving it. So she's like, oh, you want to be petty? No problem. Now I'm going to trade the poster boy of the team and show you how much control I have. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened. That is exactly what fucking happened.
I think two things are true.
Yeah.
Basketball, so I think both happen for a reason.
But even if he doesn't play defense, hear me out. Even if he doesn't play, you're talking business. He is the poster boy for your team. He is bringing in more revenue than anybody else on that team. And he's not bad. It's not like he's a bum. He's putting up numbers. So you telling me that's almost like trading LeBron. That's almost like trading LeBron. With everything that LeBron brings to the Lakers, his image, his control, you understand, his power, his influence. So she did that shit on purpose. Like, now what? You know what I mean? So again, Unc, like, it just go to show you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a business, but pettiness, it never loses.
Well, you know, you're dealing with people. When you deal with people,
yeah,
you're gonna get a whole lot of stuff. And sometimes it's big stuff, sometimes it's smart, and sometimes it's just fucking because. You know what I mean? You know. Hey, but now I'm an ad man now. So did y'all see any commercials that y'all kind of like?
I got my favorite. I told Mass. I showed him my favorite. I got my favorite.
Before we even go into the commercial, can you set up for the audience?
Yeah.
What goes into a good campaign strategy for Super Bowl? Like, since you've done them, what goes into it? What makes a good ad? And we'll go into our personal preferences.
You know, it's like, as a creative, you go in and you say, that is creatively, it is your Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So from a creative perspective, because I remember the years I've had Super Bowl commercials, I feel like I'm playing in the game almost, right? You know, I'm like, okay, when is mine coming up? You know, who is it coming behind? How is mine going to react to the one they just saw and all that stuff? But, you know, as a client, you know, you can't forget that you're there to sell your product. That's
right. Absolutely.
You're there. The number one reason, like, it was $8 million for 30 seconds. $8 million for 30 seconds. That's how much it costs. So that's a big budget, right? And that ain't the 1 million or 2 million it costs to produce it, especially you got 5 or 6 stars in it. So that's millions just to make it, 8 million just for 30 seconds, right? But you want to go in and you got to, like, what do you want to do? You have a new product. You want to let people know I'm here. You got a new car that's coming out. You know, you want to change what you think about me. You thought I was a female brand. I want you to think I'm a male brand. I'm boring, but I want to be cool. You need to come in with a finite what you want to do strategically. You got to start there. Then you say, how do I serve it up? Do I serve it up with emotion? Do I serve it up with humor? Do I serve it up with shock and awe? You know what I mean? All those kinds of things. But you got to go to what you're trying to do. So the best ones they do all of those things, right?
Yeah.
It knows specifically what its mission is, sticks on its strategy, and it delivers. And then you also got to understand the mindset of the audience that's watching this, right? You know, it ain't everybody's on the edge of the seat. Like you go to a comedian, like, make me fucking laugh. Right?
You gotta be funny, motherfucker.
You sitting up there, you know what I mean, right? It's like,
yeah,
right. So you got to come on that platform because you know everybody's gunning for that, right? And then you know you gotta just make a decision based on what you want to do. Take all those things in there, and then you go for it. You know, but at the end of the day, you want to say, okay, I remember what that spot was, and I remember why they did it, and I walk away from that. Remember it, because you look at all these Super Bowl commercials and you forget most of it.
That's a fact.
I forgot a lot of them, but it was like 2 or 3 that stood out to me. Because I think like anything, cousin, I think you're gonna agree with this 100%. With all advertising, you want to relate and connect to the people, right? To the buyer, to the potential buyer, to whatever you think your culture is for your brand culture. So I think that, you know, most people are going to connect to whatever commercial resonated with them the most. I don't know, Uncle, what you think about that? Am I on the right page?
Yeah, to your point, everybody got their fan. You know what I mean? That's why everybody it can hardly be a number one. You know what I mean? Because some people they just like dogs. You know what I mean? You put a dog in and they just so. You put a baby, you just so. But to the point, there's all these different camps, right?
Yeah.
All these different camps. So you really win when you're able to pull somebody out of that camp. But to your point, you know, Chad, who are you trying to get to? Because you can't, it's 100 million plus people.
Right.
You can't get 100 million plus people to line up behind what you do, because I may not just like you. And there's nothing you can do, right? So you got to go for it. That's why it's interesting, you know, who's your camp, and you got to go for who you're trying to grab out that 100 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Even that's a tough decision. Like, who do we have to like? So I'm curious too, before we go into the picks, right? And also before we go into the picks, shouts to Dante, man. We're gonna have him on tomorrow. He had 2 Super Bowl spots, man. So he had the flag 59 somebody spot. So if y'all on USA Today, make sure y'all vote for those 2 commercials. Make sure we get them black-owned
That's a fact.
Shout out to Dante. He'll be on tomorrow to talk about that.
Definitely making sure I vote.
Too, like, the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
No, like, so for like a brief, right? Has there ever been a situation when you got a brief from a client where they say we want to go this direction for the Super Bowl? And y'all was just like, you and the team were like, nah, we gotta go a different direction. You had to fight that off.
For the Super Bowl, every time I've been in, and everybody's like, all bets are off. People kind of say, I don't care what we did all year.
Yeah.
I don't care what we did all year. We need to say we coming into this game and how are we gonna come to it. Now you talk about, hey, we got equity over here, let's do that. Or we got doing over here, let's do that. Oh, here's an opportunity for us to tap in this way. So everybody kind of put the cards on the table and you kind of decide. But mostly everybody sort of steps back and say, because we don't want to hold something back, right? Because of how we've been thinking all year, because that don't really matter, right? Yeah. It could and it couldn't, but you know, you got to work that out too. To say, you know what? I like where we're going. I want to double down on where we're going.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But everybody, all the clients I know say, this is the opportunity to let your hair down, to go at something. Because at the end of the day, everybody want to be famous. You know what I mean? Because people have become famous from that, right?
Fact.
Yeah. So everybody like go all in. Everybody, this is time for if you're gonna be brave and you're gonna take a chance, this is the time to take that chance. And that's what I always gotten from all clients.
Right. I mean, only thing I could add to that is the only thing I could see being a little different on is if they have something that's already working, right? And they say, let's take what's already working and amplify that. For example, right? Like you said, you like Budweiser, the Budweiser frogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of when it was introduced, the Budweiser frogs was a fucking hit. So you know what I mean? So it's like, like the Geico lizard, right? The Geico lizard, or Flo from Progressive, like Jake from State Farm, right? You know, when you have these icons that are already viral, that are already trending, you can say, okay, we want to do something new, but let's also incorporate this because it's already working. So that's the only thing I could think of. Some of them might want to double down on that and say, this is already working. Let's just amplify this, you know?
Yeah, because you start off with some familiarity, right? So I ain't gotta introduce you to something. I can start the story way down here because you know what Jake Farm is about.
Right.
Jake has so you kind of flip it somewhere to make it extra special, but I'm already got that familiarity and in that story and that character, right?
Yeah.
So I'm invested in that character. But it's Super Bowl time. We gotta raise the bar on it, you know.
But, and you said something too, like, so I'm curious, like, all bets are off. You're in the room with, you're in the war room is what I call it, where you guys are coming up with ideas. You just finished the brief, you got the client, you're gonna get the budget. This is what it is. How do you make sure that your ideas are heard, right? Like, because everybody can get rid. If it's my idea that made the commercial that was the it shit, it was my idea out of us 20 people, right?
Yeah.
How do you make sure you get your recognition and all that shit?
Well, you got to think about this. You're creative, like I said before. Yeah. Somebody comes in and throws something out, and you build on that.
Gotcha.
You can't do great creative and trying to say I. You know what I mean?
Right.
They come in and say this word, and I add that word to it, and somebody say, yeah, but we're gonna jump off the fucking building with that one. Oh shit. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're gonna shoot this in Africa. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You keep adding on to it.
Right.
Then you go to the director. The director said, all that shit is wrong.
Right.
You gotta go to Iceland. I didn't think about it like that. Because everybody see this idea, and that's what you want, an idea that continues to grow and evolve. Then the music person comes in and say, I was thinking it should be this. The music person say, no, I don't think it should be no music. Oh, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. And everything. Then the actor comes in, and the actor gives you a line that nobody wrote. Or they give you a look. You know what I'm saying? They come in and give you a look. You know what I'm saying? It's like, holy shit. You'll be surprised about it's so many people that's involved around this. You know what I mean? To get that one idea. And that's what's so great about it. Now, it starts from one seed. Somebody says something in the room. Somebody brings a fact in the room. Somebody brings a strategy in the room that sort of unlocks it all. But it's just always such a collaborative effort. And you just be proud, just like the winners of the game, it's all the Eagles. Everybody, every lineman, every back, every punt, everybody had something to do with bringing that chip to the city of Philly.
Yeah, as long as we get the chip, then as long as my name is attached to that, then we can move around.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense, man. I love
Listen, I'm with it 100%, man. When you're playing as a team, and this is why I love Nick's speech so much, the head coach. Yeah. Because he kept reiterating how important the team was. How important the team was, because once again, you do not get to the Super Bowl without the team, and everybody has a role that has significant importance, from the players to the owners to the managers to the agents that sign the play. Like, everybody's role is so integral, right?
Yeah.
That you can't ever discount and say, like, nah, your role wasn't important, because it takes all of these things collectively to put together the right team, to have the right team do the right things in the right moments. There it is, the right time to get to this point. You know what I mean?
And there's so many surprises too, because sometimes you ever said something that you didn't think was funny, and if somebody else thought it was funny, or you thought some shit was gonna be funny, and then they look at you like, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Because then it's sort of like in context of the game.
Yeah.
Everything is done without context, right?
Yeah.
Because when you do a spot, it's one thing to be working on it, but when it gets in game, because what happens when a certain play happens, right before your commercial, that can influence how you feel about that commercial.
That's a fact.
That's major.
I said that, but
and that's right? I mean,
no. Oh, we said that because we talked about not only having a phenomenal commercial, but when is your commercial going to be played?
Yeah.
That's integral. That is integral, right? Because we know that there is primetime slots for that advertising. We know that. We know that for a fact, right? And it's like you can have the best commercial, but it played at the wrong time.
That's the variables is outside. Now the Eagles are beating them 24-0. I changed the channel. I try to come back.
Right.
I paid
Hey,
$13 million for this ad in production and a fraction of the people saw it.
exactly.
You already paid for it. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Like it's a lot of different variables.
Yeah, it can work for you, it can work against you. You know what I mean? Because it comes down to the last second. Oh God, nobody left, right? And then it's sometimes it's just fake because you don't know what's going to happen in the game. You know what I mean? You think you got the prime because everybody goes second quarter, like a sweet spot. People say the first spot coming back from the second quarter is what you want. You know what I mean? Things like that, right. The sweet spot. But you don't know.
Did you have any ads in the sweet spot? Like, did you have any was there one drink that you still one of your ads during the Super Bowl? Like, this is the perfect timing?
It was some years ago. I did this classic. It was for Budweiser called the Bud Bowl. But what was nice about the Bud Bowl, there was these bottles that ran around to play football. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
But what was great about that, Anheuser-Busch bought 5 minutes. So we spread it out to 5 minutes throughout the whole game.
See?
You know what I mean? But the storyline was like they played a whole football game through the whole game.
Right.
So, but it's just you just don't know. It's sort of like it is all because you don't know what's going to run before you. And now the thing is everybody they put all the commercials out before the game. Now, I mean, because you see about half the commercials before you even see the game. Back in the old days, before social media, and I think that's sort of hurting it a little bit too, because because you seeing this, and then when you see it in context, you kind of seen it before. But it was a time that you didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
You didn't see nothing until game time. And then you either won or you lost. But now they push and they go like, hey, I'm spending all this money. I'm going to get as much mileage out before the game, during the game, and after the game as I possibly can out of this investment.
But now it goes back to the fact of, so when you said it costs $8 million and that's a big budget, the first thing that came to my mind was that's a big budget to a small company. That ain't no fucking big budget to no Budweiser. No, this is the Super Bowl, right? To $1 billion company, not to say it's cheating, but they can be like, not only are we gonna put an ad, we're gonna buy 5 minutes. So we're gonna put 7 different we're gonna dominate the ad. You understand? Because at the end of the day, it's business. They're not gonna tell us $8 million ain't good because another person wants to get in. They're gonna take whoever pays that money first, right? And then it's about building relationships. What do they serve in a lot of the stadiums as a choice of beer in these stadiums? So that's also based on relationships now. Who gets priority on these commercials, and do they get priority picks of not only do I want a commercial, but I want this slot?
But what's stopping the Apple or Budweiser, anybody saying I want the whole first quarter? If it's 8 million drinks, it's so many slots, 24.
So talk to us about that. Can somebody dominate an entire quarter and say, I want to monopolize this entire slot?
Right. They could, but here's the thing now. It's sort of like every network, when you go, somebody says, this is the Toyota halftime.
Right, right.
But that might be only on CBS. And then on ABC, it might be the American Express halftime. You know what I mean, right?
Gotcha.
So it all depends upon how much money you spending on that particular network. See, all this media buy. So I know some media people, they could tell you about this, but it don't start Super Bowl. Now, if you've been spending money with me all year long,
that's what I said. See, relationship.
Then y'all come to me, right? Then you come to me. I go, hey man, I need that. Look here, I need that first spot. You know what I mean? Since you've been spending money with me all year long, then I'm gonna look out for you, right? Because it's more than just one game. It's like, what happens when this game over? You gonna drop this $8 million and then I don't see you no more, or you can drop me $100 million all year long,
right?
right?
That's
Then I'm
not it.
gonna look out.
Relationship.
Yeah.
It's like then it's first come first some, and then they want also they gonna say, well, I ain't gonna give you that because I don't want to piss somebody off, so I'll give you this with that, and we kind of jockey for where I can put you here, there, or you know what, this is what I can do for you. I'll put you on my CBS morning show, and I have your creative team or whatever come talk about your commercial. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other things that can stem from that, other than just the 30 seconds you saw.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I got a question for you though. So now let's talk relationships. Now let's talk the longevity of the partnership and not having a transactional experience. What if I'm Anheuser-Busch? My beverages are one of the #1 beverages in all of your stadiums, et cetera, et cetera. We do business all year round. I can say, listen, I'm not even waiting for next year. Let's do a contract that I'm going to get the next. I already know the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl you can put on your calendar. This is almost a national holiday. You know what's going to happen this Sunday in February every year, no matter what team is in it, right? How about now we sit down and go, I'm not paying $8 million. I will buy a slot for $4 million, but buy it for the next 10 years. Now what, right? Let's do a contract right now. I'm not paying $8 million, but what I will do is lock in with a 10-year contract and say, give me this slot every single year for the next 10 years, and I'll give you $4 million for this slot for the next 10 years.
As a salesperson, that's sold.
But see, it's a whole. The money is really in the media. So what they'll say to you, I'll give you $4 million, but you need to sponsor all the NFL on my show all year long. And will I get the best fucking games?
See?
Okay. Will I get I don't want no bullshit teams playing. I want the best games. And then you know what? I want, as opposed to one game on Thanksgiving, I want fucking 3.
See?
Yeah.
There it is.
It's all
And
about
now the Christmas game too.
Yeah.
And now the Christmas game.
The Christmas game. So it's all of that stuff. Why you get Christmas game? Why you getting 3 games? Because like football, like LeBron said, football used to be Thanksgiving. The NBA didn't play on Thanksgiving Day. Now, NBA is encroaching on that, right? So all the players making money. So they say, oh, what? You know what I need then? I need a game on Thanksgiving. You know what? I need 3 games on Thanksgiving. Yeah. So you want to play that? Then give me that. Okay. That's how all that works, man. It's more than just the Super Bowl. It's more than just that Super Bowl buy. It's that whole relationship. And remember now, they changed it from year. Next year, this year was on Fox. Next year it might be on CBS. Then the next one on ABC. Then the next one. Then you know also this year, some games went on Amazon.
Yeah.
They went on none of the networks. They went to Amazon. If you didn't have Amazon Plus, you couldn't see the game. So then the streaming people are buying some of the rights, saying that ABC, NBC, Fox, you ain't gonna see it over here. Amazon Plus is where you got to come see this.
I can see Netflix making a play. I can see Netflix at the point where Netflix is at right now. Netflix streamed WrestleMania. So again,
see what I mean?
The only other thing big as the Super Bowl is WrestleMania.
That's what I'm talking about. Right?
I can see Netflix making a play for the Super Bowl. I can see them making a play for the Super Bowl.
They could. You saw it. That's what I'm saying. It's all media. It's all deals, right? So it's all, and that's where the money really truly is, man. It's
Right.
You know, the billions of dollars. Like, when do you? I know y'all may not look at TV much, but it's like you cannot ever look at TV and not see an automotive commercial.
Yeah,
it's all commercials all the time. I don't care what time of day. I don't care what channel you're looking at. You got to think about how many billions of dollars. Yeah, the auto industry. Same thing with pharmaceutical. You always see certain industries money all the time.
Not going.
You know.
Not going.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Den dudes that guy that the Den dudes got that then done.
Cool. All right.
So, so let's talk now. Okay. I want to let you lead this off because technically you are the expert in this field, right? We don't work on commercials. We don't have any experience working on commercials. in your opinion, as the industry expert on this show, what was your favorite commercial and why?
You know, you talk to every creative, everybody gonna have something different.
Okay,
right?
okay.
It's like what's your favorite song? It's like who were you with when what were you doing? Who you was with, and why is that maybe your favorite commercial?
Yeah.
But overall, it's sort of like first I look at just the whole all of them together, right? And what did I feel? Right? I felt like, I saw some good storytelling overall. I saw like some brands stayed true, like the Clydesdale stayed true to who they were. Nike was phenomenal what they normally do. Everybody delivered. Some of those stars always deliver great creative all the time. So it's kind of like it came down to like what was my personal favorite. And it's just sort of like my personal favorite.
Right.
I kind of like the NFL girl flag football spot. You know what I mean?
I didn't expect that. I did not expect.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like, sort of like, it was a lot of statements about being heavy or whatever. But I just sort of like, because, part of it too, because I did a Super Bowl spot with a girl football player. That could be.
Okay.
But I just thought it was so funny. First I was waiting, like, who is this from? Is this going to be from Nike or whatever? Yeah. But just the whole attitude of the young lady and the little things they did when if y'all remember, it's like he said they had to play against this guy named Brad. You talk about casting. He looked like, Brad, had his shirt, Brad. My name is Brad. He's like, it's a lot of his copies. She said, I can read. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just sort of like, it just was enjoyable. It was about football while we were there. It was from the NFL. And the NFL pushing women's football. So when you talk about all these things adding up, it's like, hell, there's some hellified athletes with that. And they did it in a really fun way in high school and all that kind of stuff. But the best line, like copy line that I liked, was Harrison Ford. It was near the end of the commercial. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, right? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And so he did this whole American thing, America, we all need to be together, shit. It was like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
But at the end, he said, this Jeep makes me happy, even though my last name is Ford. Get it?
Oh, that's fire. I like that. Yeah, I like that. This Jeep that's the Easter egg right there. That's the Easter egg.
Yeah. This Jeep makes me happy, even though my last name
is Ford. Right.
And I just thought that was like, now you talk about writing creative, you just thought like, wow, that one line just fucking stuck with me, because it's like, all the other stuff, But I just like, because at the end of the day at the Super Bowl commercial, you just kind of want to enjoy. You drinking, you eating your wings, you drinking, you know what I mean? And you just kind of like, if you're gonna get heavy, well, you just better make sure you don't miss, right? You know what I mean? But it's like, it's entertainment. We want to break away from that, right? We want to break away from that for a minute, right? We got to go to work, or may not go to work. But I just thought the NFL, because the NFL been pretty good with that, because I loved a couple of years ago at that banquet when it was like all hell broke out when the football fell.
That was fire.
That was fire, But I just, for the whole thing about women's sports and the whole empowerment about women, that's been coming from the WNBA with Caitlin Clark, right?
Yes.
So for the NFL to come and say, wait a minute, we got women too. You know what I mean? It's like, so they checked WNBA with that, with like, we got women and we're coming on the scene with our flag football for women. And so, we got some hellified athletes. So I thought they took that opportunity on their own bigger stage to make their own great point about themselves.
I'm not mad at that answer.
I like it.
But you said something. Is how did the ad make you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the key right there. How does the ad make you feel? I'm sitting there drinking Dindoos. I'm with the family. We laughing and joking. The game's on. It's exciting. This shit comes on. And what was one that made me laugh? I love the Seal Mountain Dew spot. That Seal Mountain Dew spot. I wasn't expecting it. I was getting Seal, and they had Seal on the real Seal. Put the AI on them, and had them in the water. And the orcas chasing them and all that. and it's a Mountain Dew commercial.
Yeah.
So you're like, where the hell does this shit even intertwine?
Right.
Nothing to do
How does this make sense?
But it was just clever as hell, and it just made you laugh.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, They just stuck the logo on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
love that aspect. Like, it was a cultural thing. I love that. And it was one that we both agreed on. I'll let you say yours. But
Yeah.
the one we both agree on was the Unbanned. The Nike.
Unbanned was phenomenal.
The
Which
Unbanned,
one? Which one?
The Nike Jordan.
The
one.
Jordan brand.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Jordan brand. Jordan brand. I think
yeah.
that was spot on, man. That was a fucking masterpiece. But I think they developed it, but they had to hold it.
Yeah.
It was one of those commercials that I think they paid for, but they was like, don't run it if he don't win. Because how do you run that if he doesn't win? Because the final image is him winning.
Yeah.
So you can only run that if he wins.
You might get two different versions. You might,
Right.
We have two versions.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But then they also used the real footage from the move from the game.
That's what I said. That's what I said. The actual ending of the commercial was him in the stadium winning with him smiling and the confetti. Yeah. So they had to wait and say we're gonna finalize this at the end and then push it, and that's why it played at the end the way it did. But for me, again, like I can't lie. I told Cuzzo, I said my favorite commercial, hands down, was the Bosch commercial. Did you see the Bosch commercial?
The Bosch commercial. That was
so Bosch had Antonio Banderas and a not a, he was a lookalike. His Macho Man passed away with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man, right?
Yeah, with Macho Man, right? That to me, like I said, like first of all, Antonio Banderas is so smooth. You know what I'm saying? He's so smooth and like so debonair and shit. So for them to be talking and arguing about like the difference between, remember when they used to say like tastes great, less filling. Tastes great, less filling, right? I think it was a play on that because Antonio Banderas goes to the refrigerator and he's like, I'm Antonio Banderas. But when I go to my Bosch refrigerator, I'm Antonio Banderas. Like, and he's in a robe, but then he's in a fucking tuxedo. And then the Macho Man guy's like, yeah, I'm so-and-so, and he does the drill gun, and then he's like, but when I use the Bosch power tool, I'm Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, so, to me, like, it was hilarious to see Antonio Banderas and Macho Man, like this is an actor and a fucking wrestler arguing over like tastes great, less filling, right? Over like that. And then at the end, Antonio Banderas does this like chicken move where he's like moving his feet and doing his arms and fucking Macho Man jumps off some shit and elbow slams the fucking dinner table. Yeah. Like, who the fuck does? Like, to me, it just, that shit just tickled me so much where I was like, nah, this is it for me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Now look at the three of us. Like, look at the three of us, right? Jarrett likes a fucking seal. You know what I mean? You and the Macho Man. And I'm some chicks, playing football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that super soft. I like it. Super soft. I hate it.
You can't change your answer now. Your answer's already recorded. This is live stream. You can't change your answer now.
But Jared, have you seen the long version of that? You got to see the long version of that, of the seal one, because there's one.
That's a short version?
Yeah, that's what you saw was the short version. There's a 60-something, because it's sort of like they out there singing on the seal, singing, then some sharks.
Oh, I gotta see that. Oh, I gotta see it then.
And then all of a sudden, Seal like shit, because sharks they feed off seals and shit.
Yeah. I gotta see it. I gotta see it then.
Seal's kind of looking around for a minute. He stops. Everything gets quiet. He stops singing.
So we got a comment. We got a comment on Instagram. Ruben said the Cars for Kids one. The Cars for Kids one was crazy.
Cars for Kids. Now, that was Cars for Kids.
The Cars for Kids ad. He said he really enjoyed that. And while y'all look up that, let me go in and freshen my.
Yeah, it was something to be said too about, when you think about the breast cancer one, I thought was pretty good about women. It's like, stop looking at my stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Right. So it is a really good, in the midst of all this humor and all that kind of stuff, sometimes it's also is a moment to say, I got your attention here. It's some serious shit happening too. Yeah. Right. And for the kids, Cause for Kids, you got also because I got a little emotional with the kids with the NFL was like, I am somebody, and I was just saying like, this black and brown kids saying I am somebody, and what that made, it's like wow, and the breast cancer, and you know what I mean.
That's Dante's hat.
So
I am somebody. That's Dante's hat.
Oh, see, there you go.
Oh, great! It was great, man. That was really great. That was really great because you take that and just the empowerment of those kids and what it means, because all of us been that kid.
Yeah.
All of us been that kid, and everybody's telling you not. And I thought that was very empowering. So in the midst of all of that, it's nice to have those moments peppered in there, because even though you don't laugh about it, it does remind you of something and remind you that we still have a lot of work to do.
That's a fact.
That's a great platform to always do that too. So you're always gonna get that. Sure, it's easy to talk. It's easy to talk about the fun stuff, but those still get to you too.
I love the fact that was the joke. But like you said, I am somebody, the more than that's us. We the little kids that grew up, the more than entitled. We are somebody, we gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the concept we came up with. But was there any missed opportunities you guys think from the Super Bowl?
Okay.
Can I just throw mines out there? If I'm Drake and I would have bought a spot right before the fucking Super Bowl or right after.
Okay.
Do you think there's any missed opportunities from
to do what though? Let's talk about it. To put up a commercial or something?
No, I would have worked with a brand. Why would I? You about to watch something? I could have did anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You about to watch something, a performance of somebody that did not win or some shit.
Okay.
Like, you do something funny, but attach yourself to a brand.
Okay.
You have a chance for a brand impact to be in a cultural moment.
Okay.
You wouldn't have jumped on that. And
You know what? That's smart, because you could have sort of like, that's a good, if that hit the table, you say, we know he's going to come out with that. So what brand should have been, but I could see, how would you handle that? You can handle it like he's sitting there watching it at home, and maybe, you can almost
with his Mountain Dew or Coca-Cola.
No, listen,
like
I think that's,
some shit like that.
so look what we talked about. We talk about, what did I just say to him earlier when we talk about how the eggs are in certain things and how you just naturally look at what he just thought about. I didn't even think on that level. See, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I did. I didn't even think on that level. What I said was he should have showed up.
Yeah, for sure.
I said he should have showed up for the culture to say, I know he's gonna do this. I know it's gonna impact me, but let me still show up and be a real one anyway. But right, but I didn't even think. That's fun. That's a fun. Again, if he was being a businessman and he had the right team around him, he could have capitalized on that moment, like you said, and bought a primetime spot, maybe right before halftime show or right after halftime, or both. I want the right before and the right after.
Before you view this bunk ass.
And then after. You see me.
I'm not impressed. I'm still here.
Right.
New album dropping the 14th.
See?
Mountain Dew.
Exactly. You see?
He messed that up by suing his record company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a brand, what Jerry was just talking about, here's a cultural moment that we know getting ready to happen. We know it's going to be a big cultural moment. How do you get ahead of this cultural moment, right? You know what I mean? And where right now you lose, how can you flip that? How can you take advantage of your position in this great cultural moment and almost steal it in a way? But it has to be done. It has to be done just fucking right, though. It has to be. Because you know what I'm saying. When you go down that road, you better make sure you nail it. Like the Wire said, when you come for the king. What was this? In the Wire. You better not miss.
I mean, look,
right?
Again, Onk, like this is what we talk about when we talk about honestly, like, and I don't know his camp. I can only assume. Like, I've never met Drake personally. A lot of people I've met, so I could talk about my experience. I've never met Drake. I don't know anybody in his camp, but I would assume, and again, I know he has control over everything, but I would assume with all the smart people around him, with all the people with influence and money and power around him, that somebody should have sat him down and had this. Look how easy we had this conversation, and we're spitballing. It's no way, because you knew about the Super Bowl, you knew Kendrick was going to perform, you knew he was going to perform this song. You have months to prepare for this, right? Again, the people in your circle and the people influencing you, you could have easily came up with this campaign, bought the slot, ran with it, had it professionally done, no fucking problem, and really made an
For $8 million for the damage control.
correct.
For damage control.
Well, you've spent more than that on jury, on bullshit.
$16 million for
Right.
damage control.
Right.
Control to seize your moment.
Right.
To seize
And you
your
might
moment.
not even have to pay for it, because if you partner with a brand, because they know how
They pay
powerful
me
you
for
are,
it.
they gonna pay. You might even have got a check for it.
You pay me the $8 million. You
Right.
gave them.
Right.
You double down with me.
Right.
And we'll take over this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd have been crazy, man. Hey. I
Yeah.
love it, man. I know,
That was
people-
good, Jack. Yeah, I would have loved to throw that out to some creatives and say, what would you do with that?
Right? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, you like find what brand, or whether he's the brand or you team up with a brand, but just that idea of, again, because we're talking about cultural moments now, and that's kind of everything is in that, how do you plug in the culture? So I remember, like, you guys, Marcus Collins, right? You know,
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He was,
Yeah.
right, because we know the influence of culture, right? So, and very seldom do you get a chance to see a cultural moment happening. Normally,
Yeah.
the cultural moment happens, and it's how quick can you jump on it before it gets not cool, right? But it takes some insight to see it coming, and then go boom.
That's real, man.
I love it, man. Like I said, but again, it's a testament to not only him, but the people that's in his circle. Plain and simple, right?
Yeah.
Because if you truly was for the culture, or you truly was about business, or you truly wanted to impact and really, try to seize the moment and really make this thing something, you could have. And I agree with Cuzzo. That is and I didn't even think, I'm telling you, I didn't even think missed opportunity. I didn't even think about it.
Imagine us getting ready for Kendrick and you see Drake pop up
on the fucking screen in an ad.
like Bane from Batman.
Right.
I'm taking over your Super Bowl. You think you like him.
Right.
Like, what?
That's what I'm saying, right? When you at that level and you have that kind of money and you have that kind of influence and resources, you could reach out to the best of the best.
Couldn't Scorsese.
You understand? Right. You understand? Right.
Yeah.
The best of the best creative teams, and hire them. And you could have came up, like you said, with something that would have, if you would have did it right, technically, before the Super, you knew he was doing halftime. So if you'd have got the spot right before the halftime and right after, you thought that was dope. Like you said, if you'd have came up with some dope, you could have technically stole the show.
Stole the show.
You could have technically stole the fucking show if you was thinking strategic, art of war type shit, and not being in your feelings on some light skin shit.
Yeah. But then another thing too, here's another thing too, because the PR people and part of it, they may have talked about it. Sometimes they tell you, like, let sleeping dogs lie. You know what I mean, right?
Kendrick is not a sleeping dog. He's a dog he's a dog biting the shit out you repeatedly.
I'm just saying because you always in those rooms, somebody say, you gotta hit, and then because you don't know if you're gonna hit or not hit, right? So, but it's complicated. It's always good to look back at it, but hey, fellas, I got to get ready to go jump.
We love you, Unc, man. We appreciate it, man.
Real talk, man.
Always, ladies and gentlemen, once again, another phenomenal episode. This was a Super Bowl recap. We had to come on and talk about it. Everybody's talking about it, so we had to give you some insight.
And we brought the legend, brought the OG.
Listen, we brought a professional on. Again, not a lot of other podcasts have the ability to bring on somebody that can say, no, I actually work on Super Bowl ads, and I actually know what the inner workings is and how, the day-to-day in and outs and what it takes to even put one on the screen. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing you exclusives. We're bringing you insights from professionals in the game that do this for a living, that have contributed to fucking multiple Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? And you're only going to get it here on your favorite podcast more than the title. Cuzzo, what you got?
I was going to say, take us home. The dream is...
Well, I mean, listen, listen, I just want to say this. We're not going to say the dream. We're going to say this. I want to just say this. Dedication and hard work, being true to your craft, being unapologetic for who you are. That not only stands for Kendrick Lamar, That stands for the Philadelphia Eagles and their organization, the people that played for them, the people that have made sacrifices to be in the positions that they were in. You understand what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, that attributes to the dream and the hustle, but I just want to keep reiterating this fact, right? Ladies and gentlemen, be who you are. You are unique. You are a one of one. Even if you are a twin, you are still individually different from your counterpart. You understand what I'm saying? So stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to mimic what you see and start putting more pride and more emphasis on who you are as a person, your talents, and let your light shine. And you know what it is, man. We're going to see y'all tomorrow on More Than the Title. Nobody else is bringing it to you like this. Y'all can't fuck with us. See y'all tomorrow, man. You know what it is, man.
What you know about me?